Today, AMD's flagship GPU drops in price. Nvidia shows off new tech that'll change gaming forever. Get ready for fewer CPU upgrades, and the RTX 5000 cards are made from this. Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. First up for today, with Nvidia's super GPUs out for a little while now, they're already proving that competition is yet again extremely important in pretty much every market. Case in point, Nvidia's 4080 Super, which is barely an upgrade over the original, it at the very least brought down the price a couple $100. And that of course puts pressure on the closest competitor to the 4080, AMD's 7900 XTX. And as you can see here, that's beginning to happen, as this MSI 7900 XTX just dropped over $100, bringing it down to just $899.99. Okay, $900. I get so tired of the $49.99, $99.99, all that, just made to make it seem lower than it is. Either way, at $900, the GPU is a decent buy for those who don't care all that much about ray tracing, though it's still honestly wild to think a gaming card is anywhere near $1,000. But yeah, if you're interested, I'll have an affiliate link down in the description below. It won't cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out. Next up for today, Nvidia announced a new tech demo at this year's GTC conference, and honestly, this is likely the beginning of changing gaming forever. The demo is called Covert Protocol, and it's a collaboration between In-World AI and Nvidia, and it uses Nvidia Ace, which is a suite of technologies that allow NPCs to react in real time to things a character does. Think of it like ChatGPT being used for NPCs, so you can have real conversations with NPCs rather than pre-scripted responses. Nvidia actually showed off Ace last year with their bar scene character, but now it's a full-on playable tech demo, and a really cool one at that. It's basically a detective game where your character has to complete objectives based on the outcome of conversations with NPCs, which I have to admit is like the perfect style game for this. With all of that said, the actual animations we see here clearly have a long way to go, but don't forget that they're actually done by the AI, similar to this audio to face translation demo where they translate Chinese to English in World of Jade Dynasty. Then they have the AI make the mouth animations to sync with the English words.
Many years have passed. I wonder if my martial brethren still sit on their star-picking tower, absorbing in divination or watching over the world alone.
Once again, not great, but it should get better over time, and it could open up some really cool opportunities for developers. And I think that's really what's interesting about all of this, the future of it, and developers can actually use the in-world AI engine to incorporate this technology into their games. So we should start seeing awesome AI in future games. Not only that, but while the demo is currently only available to attendees at GTC, someone from Nvidia actually claims that it will be available to download soon. And next up, another new tech was recently showed off by AMD at the 2024 Game Developers Conference. And let's just say it'll make older systems way faster. It's called Work Graphs, and it's available thanks to Microsoft's new Agility software development kit. Basically, what it does is effectively allow the GPU to schedule some of its own tasks instead of waiting on the CPU to dole out commands. And AMD recently shared some early numbers for how much faster Work Graphs are. As you can see, using a 7900 XTX, compared to Work Graphs, the traditional Execute Direct takes a whopping 64% longer. So this should seriously help with CPU bottlenecks. For reference, AMD was using a Ryzen 5800X CPU for these numbers. And according to AMD, these are super early numbers, meaning we could easily see this get even better. Though of course, it'll have to be implemented in games by developers, so it's not a switch you can turn on or anything like that. They actually discuss and showcase the new feature in real time with the 3D game scenario put together by Coburg University. Ultimately, this looks like a really promising technology for older CPU owners and for those who don't want to upgrade their CPU every couple years. And lastly for today, if you saw my last video, you know that Nvidia recently unveiled their next generation Blackwell architecture, along with the B200 MCM GPU. And if you love to keep up with all the newest PC hardware tech, make sure you subscribe to Gamer Meld. Either way, in that video, I discussed the new 4NP process that it's built from. It's basically an enhanced process above the 4N that Nvidia's current generation is built on. Well, in a new post by resident leaker Copite7Kimmy, he states that GB202 is set to use the same process node as the GB100 GPUs. Remember that the GB100 is the GPU that makes up AMD's new B200 accelerator. I know it's a little confusing, but according to leaks, all the gaming GPUs will now use the 200 numbers, while the GPUs that make up the Blackwell accelerator chips will use 100, 102, etc., depending on how many accelerators Nvidia makes. Either way, the GB202 will be inside Nvidia's highest-end gaming card. Think the RTX 5090. Not only that, but he claims that the 4N node that makes up current-gen cards is technically based on TSMC's 5nm process and not their 4nm one. But of course, as I've discussed in the past, those numbers mean nothing in relation to transistor gate or anything like that, though he's just referring to the technology in the 4N process. Either way, the big news is that he also claims that this new process has a whopping 30% increase in density, which would be pretty wild if true, given Nvidia's 4N was only a 6% density increase over 5nm. If it is true, it could mean a decent performance uplift. Time, as always, will tell. So while that does it for today, are you pumped for Nvidia's next-gen GPUs, or are you just excited to see what happens with AI in video games? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And as always, have a great day.